Weird looking screen of Stump, and then some weird song comes in, and then fire. That's my intro. What's up, guys? It's Saturday night. I'm gonna do this on my channel. I think Mikey is up in the Great White North up there, isn't he? Trying to kill Bambi.
Taking his gun for a walk.
Yeah. I bet he naps 3 or 4 hours a day with that gun sitting on his lap out in the woods.
Making bear noises.
So it's Saturday night. Not a whole lot going on here. What about you guys? Anything?
Movie night. Oh, I have heat in my van now.
You got heat in your van?
I had to tear the whole dashboard off a Chevy van to insert the new set of knobs and stuff that controls the fan. It wasn't hard, but it was nerve-wracking just waiting for that plastic to break.
Snap.
It's got the clips, and there's no way to get in there, so you just got to kind of yank.
You ever take a door panel off? Man, that's talk about anxiety. Trying to get that, the inside door panel off without breaking all the little plastic clips.
Yeah, and put it back on the first time, and it's like,
or doesn't go all the way in. It just kind of has like a wobble to it now. Yeah.
But it all went back together, and I don't think I got any unfactory marks in it.
Yeah. Cool. No leftover parts or anything.
And now my fan goes on, and I can actually get heat out of my van.
Watch. When it starts getting warm, you'll be like, I can't turn my heat off.
Although I had to move my gear shift down in order to get room to squeak the new part in there.
Yeah.
Turned my van off after I shifted it, turned it off. I figured it was in low now. So it was in gear, but it's an automatic. So I'm like working on shit, blah, blah, blah. And I stand up in my van to go get a tool. And I felt kind of weird. I was like, wow, I feel dizzy. Turns out my van's rolling down the driveway. I'm like, holy crap. I rammed into my trailer tongue and knocked it off its little stump that it sits on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man.
I was like, they invented the emergency brake like way back in the 40s. Maybe I should use it.
Use that sucker. Chalk them wheels up, too.
Whee!
When I was a kid, my mom had a Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. And, it was used when she got it. My dad bought it and brought it home. Was like, here's
your daddy's Oldsmobile.
Huh?
Remember the commercial? This ain't your daddy's Oldsmobile.
Oh, yeah. So, but it had a problem with it that it started overheating. So then my dad's fix was, you got to turn the heat on to blast the fan. And then temperature would go down. But man, it gets so hot in there. My mom, she drove her for about 2 years like that. And then she was like, I need a new car.
So. Or maybe a thermostat or a fan belt.
I think it had a crack in the. It's something that like would cost a fortune. Anything more than $100 was a fortune to my dad.
Well, back then, $100 was a fortune.
Yeah, I guess it was.
I mean, you get $1,000 in your hand now, it can be gone in one day, and you ain't got shit to show for it.
Yeah.
Right, except for that AR, that AR and a case of ammo. That's all I got for that.
Yeah.
Well,
deep subject.
This is Saturday Night Shenanigunz, and I have Dish Outdoors with me, and Steve and Susie Homestead. Susie is there. I can hear her. She's probably over making cookies for Steve, bastard.
She's hard at work at the kitchen sink.
Washing some dishes from dinner.
She's done.
Yeah. So, we talked about this on the phone or something the other day, Steve, or let's see. Where'd it go? This is from the AP.
You got my phone number? Dude, I never gave that out.
I got that from Dish. She sells it.
Oh,
Oh, by the way, look, AC/DC is coming in concert. So
aren't they short a couple people?
just one. Malcolm. Sure, they replaced him with somebody, but Brian Johnson's back. Hey,
J-Watt.
J-Watt's out there. All right. So, not the U.S., but you know what? The U.S. tends to use this country, Canada, north of us there, as like a trial run, I guess. Whatever Canada does, then the Democrats like to try to do it here.
A liberal model.
Yeah. So this article says Canada bans more types of firearms and proposes donating guns to Ukraine. So in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada said, not such and such from the department or whatever, it just said Canada said. Canada said Thursday it's outlawing another 324 firearm varieties. Guns the public safety minister said belong on the battlefield, not in the hands of hunters or sport shooters. Says Ottawa also said it's working with the government of Ukraine to see how the guns can be donated to support the fight against Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I could just see the look on them soldiers' face
When they get a bunch of bolt action,
a 22 semi-automatic.
Right.
The Russian will laugh at me.
It says the move follows the May 2020 ban of 1,500 makes and models of firearms, a number that grew to more than 2,000 by November of this year as new variants were identified. Let me just scan over this real quick. Some of this is just repeating itself.
You know what, J-Watt? I've heard that before.
Assault style firearms, blah, blah, blah. I wish they had a list on here showing like what they went after, you know?
They're probably keeping it vague so they can just look what you got and say, no, that one, that one, that one, and that one.
Let's see, University of Ecole Polytech, the Montreal shooting where gunman killed 14 women before killing himself. The Ruger, yeah, remember that? That was the shooting where he used a Ruger Mini 14. They never banned it. They banned the AR-15, the AK-47 in Canada, but not the
it's
Mini
a 15.
So
15 is worse than 14.
Yeah. They're killing weapons is what they're saying. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through a list. Justin Trudeau government tax license and law-abiding hunters. So they kind of looks like they want to run it as like a gun buyback, but without buying it back. That's just called confiscation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's that. I mean, because the AR-15, so I wonder if they went ahead and put the Ruger Mini 14 on their new ban list and what other guns. I mean, pistols were already banned. You had to.
The Mini 14 is not dangerous because it's made of wood.
Yeah, that's true.
What's wrong with you?
So I'm thinking, I believe that you could own a pistol in Canada, but you had to stay at a range locked up there, and you could only use it there or something like that. So you could not have it at home or anything. As I remember talking to some Canadians about that one time on a chat.
Yep, I think that's right.
Not positive, so don't, but so you think they went after shotgun? I bet they went after semi-automatic shotguns for sure.
I bet you they went after all semi-automatics because the one commentator didn't have a list either, but he said some of them involved 22 caliber.
All right. Oh yeah, probably like Ruger 1022s. And welcome to the panel. Gear Graphic.
I'd sniff that.
I'd sniff that. It's nice. What up, Gear?
Y'all having a good?
Having a great one, bud. It's even better.
Sitting on the toilet on break.
Never do it for free when you can get paid.
The boss makes $1 and you make a dime, so that's why you poop on company time.
Gotta show you all something cool real quick.
Oh no.
Yeah, you put your finger on the button. Oh, he ain't sitting on the toilet. That's just a hole. I was getting ready though to hit the eject
I'm
button.
at home.
Hey dear. I broke
Nice.
my Kershaw cherry.
Why'd you buy that one? No, I'm joking with you. What is it?
Kershaw. I don't know. It's the first knife I've ever threw away the box because I ripped
What-
it when I opened
what-
it.
What number's on it?
Lord have mercy. Can't see it. It's laser etched.
Don't worry about it.
I am. I got the old man's magnifying glass out now.
Important part is it's sharp.
Yes. 2038 D2. Does that tell you anything?
It's going to go and search that
D2
shit.
steel is what it tells me.
Yeah.
I believe.
I believe I can fly.
Iridium pocket knife, I think it's called.
Iridium. Iridium. What is it? 242 or 42?
Yeah. 242.
242.
I don't know, but it has my favorite blade shape.
Yep, I like that shape also.
And it's nice and slender. God dang it. Slender.
Lightweight.
Yeah, it's kind of
6.9
light.
ounces. Could you imagine that? If you had like a knife that weighed like 6.9 ounces.
They make them.
Speaking of, I believe I can fly. I just gotta let y'all know. Mark Say from Diddy.
Mark safe and Diddy. Yikes.
What? Jay Watt? True?
Yep, it's true.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Thanks, Jay Watt. That's the first I heard.
Yeah, he did a hella lot of like review videos and stuff. Oh, speaking of review videos, I had a company contact me. They wanted to send me some stuff to review, and they asked me if I required compensation or sponsorship or anything like that. And I said, no, I normally don't. I said, I would be interested in some of your products that I would review, and I said, it would be on my time. I don't charge for a review, but I don't promote a
No.
product and push a product or whatever just because you're supplying it for free. And I said, I will give a honest review and whether it's good or bad. And even if it's bad, the video will still be on my channel. I will not take a video down. And they pretty much, it's been 2 weeks and they haven't answered back yet. So I'm taking that as a no. They don't want to send me their fucking Chinese shit, probably.
I'm taking as that they don't have confidence in their product.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And it's one of those weird, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Watch, I'll look at my email. They probably answered me back. No, they didn't. The company is Juicy. It's JUEACHY. And a gentleman named Adam sent me it. But then his email is like ZHENA198 It's crazy. You know, it's like straight out of China. Farmer Peach Pro. Yeah, who knows? That Fiachi, they sent me some stuff over years or so, and I did some videos for them for their product, and one of them was total shit, and I said it was shit and put it out there, and then they asked me to take the video down, and I wouldn't do it, and they pretty much quit contacting me, and then about 6 months went by, I think, and somebody else that works for the company probably didn't realize that I was talking to somebody else earlier, decided to send me out. They said they'd send me out some flashlights, and it was basically the new model of the one that I said was shitty. And they fixed what was wrong with it. So I was like, I wonder, because I've seen several videos on that light. It was a light laser combo, but it didn't have any I don't know what they're called, rail guides or whatever to hold itself in place. So when you pull the trigger, boom, fucking light goes flying down the range. So
Good stuff, Maynard.
don't everybody speak at once now. Come on.
Oh, I was waiting for you. What do you think about that guy getting shot in the back in New York?
Man.
Insurance person.
Yeah, the CEO of United Healthcare. It's crazy.
Which just happens to be the shittiest company out there.
Well, I was going to say it's crazy that they have a 32% denial rate compared, they're the highest. They deny more claims than any other insurance company. And
that's why they're the biggest.
That's why they're the biggest and make all that money. I don't know, man. Everyone's like, oh, that's not a professional because the gun got jammed. Well, he wasn't using ammo that would cycle with a suppressor. So I don't know if he didn't. I don't know, man. It was very personal, whatever it was, because he shot him in the leg, and then he waited until he turned around and shot him again, and then he actually, I think he fired 4 times.
Shot him in the leg?
He shot him in the back of the leg as he was walking, because he came up from behind him and he shot him in the leg. And the guy grabs his left leg and starts hobbling and looking down at it like, what the hell just happened? And he turns around, the dude's standing there, and he there's a little pillar type thing on the side of the wall of the building, and he's trying to kind of hide behind it, but the guy shoots again, and then he falls and he shoots him, and he looks like he pulls the trigger 2 more times. They know he was hit 3 times, or there was 3 shell casings there, but it looks like he took 4 shots, to be honest.
I'm starting to hear reports now that it was political.
Yeah, I don't know what it'd be political over. I mean,
I have a feeling there's a new, super radical, kill people you don't like kind of political party starting up, sort of. Like the next step generation of Antifa or something.
I thought, to be honest with you, what I thought it was. Well, I've got 2 theories. One is your basic, could be simple. The guy had somebody that died, or they denied stuff, and maybe he has a little girl in the hospital that they keep denying a surgery or something. Maybe somebody like that. That's my first guess. Then my second guess, because the wife was like, the first thing out of her mouth was, he's been getting death threats.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? They haven't lived together for over 8 months or something like that, or 2 years or something. They've been separated. They each live in separate houses.
Really?
Yeah. So that kind of tweaks my
interesting.
My spidey senses a little bit. Maybe she hired someone to off him because she would still be the beneficiary to everything, even though they're still, even though they're separated, they're still married. So therefore, she would get
Yeah,
everything.
that don't tingle your spidey sense. That tingles you. You know, I got a wife too. Sense.
Yeah, but I ain't got $10 billion to worry about. You assassinate me, best thing you're going to get is about about $132.68, and that's if my phone bill doesn't come out on the bank.
She'd go in the hole from the funeral.
Right? Is there? Yeah, Jay Watt. I don't know, man. Some of those public cameras, they got his face, his total picture of his face, and they got his DNA because they got his water bottle and a candy bar wrapper that he bought and ate from, and then drank from, and threw it away. And then he ditched his backpack in the park, so they got that too.
Well, if they never find him, then there's an issue.
Yeah. Well, also, it's
the
like
DA hired him or whatever.
It's cool that they're getting this evidence, but then you got to think sometimes, hey, this evidence is coming way too easy. You know what I mean? When you have all this stuff that just falls in their lap, and it's like, oh, we got this and we got that and we got this, But you showed his face on national television for like 4 days straight. Somebody knows this dude. You know what I mean?
Hey, Gerald B. Well, actually, I think he looks like Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
That picture from Starbucks.
One of the ladies that I work with, she looked at it. She goes, I thought it was a woman, like, because he's kind of real small and kind of, the way he walked. And I was like, oh, you thought it was a woman? I said, yeah, I guess, yeah. We watched it again. We're like looking at it. And then they showed the picture from him at the bank, like the side view or whatever. And he's kind of smiling. And she looks at me and she goes, I wonder if his insurance company declined his transformation surgery. And I was like, oh, shit,
Yeah, but they got DNA off that cocaine bag in the White House, and they never come up with a person who owns that.
Right. Shit, that wasn't. That was left over from the Carter administration.
Probably.
That was Jimmy Carter's. Is it Billy? Billy Carter, was that his brother?
Yeah, Billy.
It's probably Billy's.
It was in some weird looking little lockers. So I wouldn't think anybody in the president's family uses a locker unless they like, oh shit, I forgot I had this in my pocket and just threw it in there.
I don't know.
They just blame it on Trump.
You know how many times I patted down somebody and found something in their pocket and they claim it's not theirs? It's like, it's in your pocket. Oh, these aren't my pants. You know how many times I've heard these aren't my pants? I don't know what's in the pockets. How many times are you getting up and just grabbing random pairs of pants and throwing them?
These aren't my pants. I heard that on Cops before, even.
Yeah, it's so common. You got anything in your pockets going to poke me or stab me or anything? Cut me? Oh, I don't know, man. They're not my pants. Now, I have seen guys get arrested and then they be in not their pants, but like their old ladies' pants. It'd be like those designer with the, like their white threads on the back pockets with all like the bedazzled shit and shiny glitter stuff.
Little Jordache action.
Yeah.
Or the 70s.
Then
I've heard other people say that picture isn't the same person. They were even saying it's a different coat and stuff.
What, the one of Brooke Shields or something?
I don't know, where the guy like dropped his mask to flirt with a girl or some weird thing. They got a picture.
Oh, you're talking about the shooter. Here, yeah. I was stuck on Jordache pants or whatever.
Jordache is sticking out.
I remember Jordache. I remember Chick or whatever, Chick jeans.
Yep.
But Sassoon, wasn't Sassoon a brand?
Sassoon. Yeah. Designer jeans.
Dish will do some custom bedazzling. Nice. God, I remember the bedazzlers, and then remember the Floby, the thing to cut your hair was hooked to the vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
Yeah, the 80s were great, weren't they?
Or not. They drove up the price of regular Levi's.
Yeah, I asked my son the other day. I was like, "Hey, you know what COD stands for?" And he's like, "Call of Duty." I was like, "No." I was like, back in the day, you could order something off television or like a catalog. Because I used to order all my arrows from Bass Pro Shops and do it
Cash
COD
on delivery.
on delivery. But I bet UPS drivers hated that shit because they bring that shit up and then they had to take cash or someone write a check.
Well, what a great reason to hold up a UPS driver.
I wonder if that's what. If that was one of the things they thought of when they got rid of COD.
You know, back when it first started, the post office to mail a letter was free. The person you mailed it to had to pay to get it.
Oh, wow.
They had to go to the post office. Hey, you got a letter. And they had to pay him a nickel or whatever to get the letter.
Now, the town I grew up in, they had like a historic, like every year we'd march our asses from the school down to the town square where the library was. And we had this thing called the Hopkins House. It was like a stagecoach place or whatever, like an inn. And we have a bunch of historic stuff, but we had a really old post office at the time. And you go there and take a tour of the post office. And I remember them telling us, now I don't know if this was true or not, but our town was the first town that had rural mail delivery, like where they actually delivered it to your home instead, because you used to just have to go to the post office to pick your stuff up every time. Ooh,
yeah, you did. Everybody had a post
make it
office.
rain, cash on dish.
Yeah.
I always wanted. You ever seen those guns that you fill full of dollar bills and you pull a trigger and it shoots them out?
No, that sounds cool.
I always want to take one of those to a strip club.
Yeah, that'll get you tackled.
Shoot my load real quick and leave.
Shoot her up the cooter.
Cooter.
So they don't even take dollars anymore, do they? It better be all 20s.
What? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to one. I mean, I've never been to one. I don't know what they're like.
Yeah, good answer. I've been to 2 in my life.
Last time I went to one, somebody I went to school with was working the door, and I figure if they have somebody that ugly working the door, I don't want to see their dancers. I left.
All your classmates from high school up there dancing. Ew.
There's
a couple I wouldn't mind seeing, but
right, yeah, there was a few girls I went to school with. They ended up working at clubs. I never seen one. We had one that worked at Hooters. I went and seen her at Hooters. But we used to have there was a bunch of strip clubs in Columbus, but there was one that had a sign. I can't remember which one it was, but it had a sign that said like home of like 12 of the prettiest girls and one of the ugliest or something like that. We had 12 pretty dancers, one ugly one or something.
that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Bam.
Hey, Mikey D. What's up, kids?
What's going on?
I was waiting for you to speak.
Are you freezing?
Yeah, it's like, let me see.
Has it been raining up there?
Snap coming up.
Oh, it's like 11 degrees though.
Oh,
That's a little nippy. How's the hot tent working?
I haven't been in it in 2 days because we were supposed to get a snowstorm, and I parked where all the snow was.
damn it. Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right. I'll send that money to you later, Steve.
Jay Watt says, Mikey is live from TLN layer.
I said, man, that'd be cool to sleep in that hot tent. I'd like to see a video on that. Steve said he ain't sleeping in that tent. He's in the cabin with all his buddies.
Farting chili.
Farting chili.
Eating pickled eggs.
Well, I had no choice, so. You know how that goes.
You sound worn out, bud.
I'm exhausted.
Well, you should be. That means you're having a good time, right?
Bam, we got another one. Look at that. Gunpowder in the house.
What's going on, y'all?
Mr. Popularity.
I got your message and you said 1% on your phone. I was told Steve, I was like, what, you don't own a fucking charger in Kentucky?
You, but jumping on these doohickeys tends to drain the battery. I mean, I'm only at 17% now, and that was like how long ago?
Yep. That's been, well, about an hour ago, yeah. Little, but, so have you got any shots off or anything there, Mikey? I don't hear anything.
He's shining one right now.
Out there poaching with a big old, the old mag light from 1986 with 4D batteries in it.
He put it on your shoulder.
It weighs like 22 pounds.
Hey, I still got one of those.
I've got one, but it's not D battery. It's a C battery one.
What?
This one got down, this one got down.
Folgers. Sorry, I had a coffee decision to make. I can drink anything, but I love my Folgers. Well, what got you all sideways?
So I couldn't quite figure out where my daughter was. She's on the couch under furniture.
Under the furniture?
Yeah, I've got a coffee table sitting on my couch with
Lord heaven.
chairs sitting on top of it to keep it out of the floor.
Aw.
Away from the dogs. And she crawled under the coffee table and put herself to sleep. The cutest thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a little fork.
It's a little fort for her.
yeah, that's craziness.
I used to do that when I was a little teeny. I'd lay under the coffee table and pretend I was working on a car. That was my thing, man.
That was your thing.
That's how boring TV was when I was a kid. Black and white. Until I had to get up and change the channels with the pliers. Because I was the remote.
And then readjust the rabbit ears on every channel.
Oh, I knew them by heart. Channel 9 was this way. Channel 2 was that way. Channel 4.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd have to stay there and hold the antenna.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like, how come it's perfect when I'm holding it and I let go and it goes all fuzzy?
I had to walk over 12 feet of shag carpet just to turn the channel on the television.
Yep. Giving the cats shocks.
Hey, we had a we lived out in the country and my dad bought a satellite dish. And the first one we got was one of the big, like
10-footers.
Yeah, the 10-foot, like fiberglass ones, the solid ones. And I don't know if he was a cheapskate or is this the only way they came or what, but there was like almost looked like a compass, like protractor type compass or whatever thing. And it had a crank on it. And you would crank the dish until like this little arrow with certain things. And once it got there, you'd stop. And then my dad would stick his head out the door, give me a thumbs up, to change the satellites. There's different satellites. And we got an upgrade a few years later. It was one of those mesh satellite dishes. Same, still 10-footer, but it was mesh. And then it had a remote control that when you change the satellite, it would automatically do it. It had a little motor on it stuff. I was like, oh, we're in the future now, baby.
I found one of those at the homestead, one of the mesh ones.
And would you believe that when you hit a golf ball off the tee with like a 1 wood, it will go right through that mesh satellite?
Whoops.
Yeah, and I mean it didn't do any damage to it because it didn't hit the cone. The cone's what has everything in it, but scrambled porn, Jay. Why we didn't have scrambled porn? We had American Triple Ecstasy, and I think that was on like satellite F4 or something like that. Yeah, like G1, G3 were like the best channels. They had the best satellite because you had like 24 channels on each satellite, I think it was. And G1 had like movie channel, HBO, all that shit, all the movie stuff. And then G3 had like all your cable, like USA Network and VH1, MTV, and stuff like that. But then there was other satellites you click on, and it had 23 channels of nothing, and it had one channel on it. So,
yeah, everybody, every one of my friends that worked at the shop all had black market boxes for cable.
never had one of those. I remember people talking about it, or back in the day. You remember back in the 90s, man, like when I had my first apartment, I just slipped the cable guy like $50 cash because my neighbor told me he would hook me up. And I was like, hey, and I was like, what's this get me? And he took it and put it in his pocket and was like, there you go. Dude, I had every channel. I can't believe it. And then I was paying $13 a month for basic cable, and I had like HBO, Skinemax.
Well, for a while there, they thought they were smart for cable, and they came up with these little filters, and they all screwed together. For every channel had its own filter.
Oh.
And those things hit the black market so quick. Everybody had a chain of them things on their cable.
I remember growing up, and when cable came down my street, there was four families on the street that got cable the same day. And of course, we all paid cash, and that was the last time we ever paid a bill until they came with the black scientific box.
Yeah.
And the guy come in the house. He goes, "Oh, you guys have cable?" And my mom was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I don't have you down here for having cable." She goes, "Oh, well, we didn't get a bill for like fucking 6 years." The guy pocketed all the money. None of us, the four of us that got it that day, none of us got a bill for like 6 years.
Nice.
So I had cable and I had the box, right? And I was behind like a month or 2 months on my cable bill. I was living in an apartment by myself, young kid. And I got a thing saying they were going to shut it off, right? And they would just do it remotely. They just shut it off remotely from your, with your box. Well, my neighbor goes, "Oh man, all you got to do is unplug it and plug it right back, plug it directly in the wall from your TV. Just skip the box," because he's like, "You'll still have cable until they actually come out and like turn it off at the pole."
Yeah.
Like, really? So I unhooked it from the box and plugged it right in the wall, and I was like, "Shit, I got more channels that way than I did by having the box." I was like, "Oh man." And I lived there for like 3 years and didn't pay one cable bill after that. I turned the box in. I went and took it back to the cable company and turned the box in.
Yeah, a lot of apartments were like that. They were awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they can only switch the cable off from the box. If you've got it hooked directly to the line, to the wall, they got to come out and climb a ladder on the pole and unhook. Electric poles.
Right. Or the trolley cars.
Hold on a second.
Oh, he got busted by the wife for being live again.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about your friends all the time?
You're not talking about me, are you?
No. Ohio just muted.
Oh.
and turned off his camera for the beating. Not the fly swatter again.
Yeah, I got a nice burn on my top of my thumb, right at the knuckle, like at the first knuckle. You know what I mean? Down by my wrist.
Ouch. What'd you do?
Yeah.
Oh, top of the wood stove door.
Yeah. No, I was putting a log in the fire, and I'm like, oh, I don't need my glove. I'm all right. I got enough room. I didn't even feel it.
That's when you know it's hot.
Till like the next friggin' morning, and I'm like, why the fuck does my friggin' thumb burn? So of course, every time I put my hand in my pocket, I friggin' opened it.
Ooh, yeah, buddy. I burnt my wrist. I burnt my wrist on one of the Mr. Heaters, the propane ones. And it was so freaking hot when my skin touched it, it squeaked. And it just cooked the skin right off. Skip! I'm like, holy shit.
No, it was fun. I enjoyed doing what I did. One night I got lazy. I got up about, I don't know. I don't think it was probably around 3 o'clock or 3:30 or something. I look at my phone. I look inside the stove. I don't see any red. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, you know what? So I zip up the mummy bag. Because I had the mummy bag inside my 30-degree bag. And I put the flap over the 30-degree bag. I'm like, I'm too lazy and I'm not getting up. Well, when I did get up, ooh, was it cold. Because it's got to be, I don't know, probably 6 degrees there, 7 degrees there.
Right.
Something
Bad
like
time to be lazy.
Did you like the video of your picture there, Mikey?
Yeah, I saw that asshole. That was nice. Yeah. I'm just glad Dish didn't do it to me. I knew somebody loved me.
Right.
She actually posted on her channel.
No, she didn't. Don't get her in trouble.
It's a short. It's going viral. It's got
Yeah, there you go. She's got 1 million hits on it.
Yeah, so it was. I'll tell you one thing though. So I set it up, and one of the guys was giving me a hand setting it up, and I'm like, get it all set up, and of course you got to do your adjustments. And of course, I skipped Boy Scout school, so I forget how to make that adjustable knot for your, at your stake, so you can walk over and just go, like I forget what kind of knot they call it even, but you can just pull one end and it gets tighter. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, I didn't lose any tension, which was kind of cool. And it snowed. I probably got an inch or 2 or 3 on the tent. But I don't think they were out far enough because it said it was a 10-foot round tent. You know what I mean? And my cot is 75 by 33. And I was like 3, not even a foot from the friggin' pole. And then when I opened the stove is right, comes out to the pole because it's, an aftermarket stove. Didn't come with the tent.
Right.
So, and if I twisted it, because I was trying to see if I can get another what do you call it in there?
Cot.
Another cot. So I think if I set it up and do it totally 100% the right way, I could probably squeeze one in there, but it's tight. And it said 4, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I might even need a bigger one. if not, I might just go with a rectangle tent. You know.
Right.
That way
Yeah,
I
they
know
seem like they say a 4-man tent, you can only really get 2 guys and all their gear in there.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'm amazed about. Okay, and here's what really amazed me. You know, like you see a video of a guy's hot tent, and they have like the usually like a welded blanket or something to protect the tent.
Yeah.
I had that pipe as red as blood. Not on purpose. I damped it down. You know, I got it going and damped it down. I go to sleep. I wake up. It had to be 110 on that tent. I wake up and I'm like, ooh, a flashlight. It's like the red light district light was on, you know?
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that can't be good. So I opened up the damper. I opened up, you know what I mean? It went right down. It went, light went right out the pipe. But I said, I got to get the flashlight. I got to check the tent, make sure I didn't, I'm not melting the tent. Not even like a distortion.
Okay.
I was amazed.
Good.
Right.
So I bought the right fabric for the tent anyways, you know what I mean?
I've been watching quite a few videos, like hot tent videos lately. I was hoping to watch a new one from.
Well, I told you in the text. I was doing it all wrong.
Well, all you had to do is like, hey man, it's my first time. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know in the comments. Tell me, give me some tips, pointers, or whatever. It's the first time I've ever done this.
Or just chastise me and berate me.
Right.
Yeah, roast me in the comments.
Yeah, YouTube.
Maybe I'll do that. That'd get a lot of views. If you do like a gun cleaning video and totally like skip over everything and not do it right. And be like, that's how you clean this gun, and then wait for the comments to come like you fucking.
Oh, dude, you should go to a pawn shop, buy an old piece of shit, and like put your cleaning rod on a drill and shit.
Yeah.
Bang on it with a mallet to get the dust out.
I will tell you, I had the best night's sleep on that Coleman cot, and
Cool.
I was like, oh. I woke up, my back didn't bother me. I was like, you kidding me right now?
Yeah, mine's from Field and Stream. Remember that store? That was kind of short lived.
That was a great store.
It was owned by Dick's Sporting Goods though, and they did the same thing. What Dick's did, they stopped selling ARs and stopped selling 9mm and all that stuff.
Bye.
Yeah. But we had a big one in Columbus. It was right across from Cabela's, and I think maybe that's why it failed.
No, I'm thinking about Gander Mountain.
Yeah, me too.
Gander Mountain I used to love.
They were expensive on a lot of their shit. But we had a Gander Mountain up here, and by the time I realized where it was, they started shutting them all down because Camping World bought them all out.
Yeah. My Gander Mountain used to be $1 cheaper on every item from Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
Yep. Always $1 cheaper on everything.
Just so they could say they were cheaper than Bass Pro. There's a Camping World by my mom that's been sitting empty for like 4 years. It's like a big RV place, but they haven't even opened it yet.
Huh. They never opened it?
Never opened. They built it. It's got a huge parking lot, fence around, It's got
weird.
New building. It's got a big, huge parking lot. All the lines are drawn on the blacktop and everything, and it's never opened. I think it's been about 3 or 4 years. It's been sitting there. It's right off the freeway. They put in like an outlet mall, and like this area is building up huge. They're building all kinds of office buildings and housing and stuff right off the freeway, turning the little town into the next big city.
Did you ever find out any more about I looked. I couldn't find anything about South Korea and the martial law shit.
Well, I watched a few videos on it, and I don't really know why he did it. It's like he declared martial law, and then the police and the military came in and like tried to prevent like their Congress or whatever to getting into the building because they actually were able to get in, and they went and like voted on the martial law thing and overturned it as a Congress, and then it ended. Like it was weird. And I guess he said that it's because it was of threats from North Korea. But
Well, the way I heard it was they were basically doing in South Korea what they were doing to Trump here with a political opponent. They were trying to put him in jail and all kinds of weird shit. Like word for word, what they tried to do to Trump.
The sitting president of South Korea was the one doing it to a political. So he decides he's going to declare martial law to keep people at home and not be able to do anything about it.
Or not vote or whatever.
Let me just Google and see what we get real quick.
That's what I heard on it.
Why did South Korea declare martial law? Let's see.
Yeah, they were trying to get the sitting, I don't know what he is, president, dictator, I don't know.
I'm hungry.
This sitting leader out of office, they were trying to vote him out. His Google was talking back to him.
It said I'm hungry.
Whatever do you mean? I'm hungry. Well, Mikey, anyhow, I'm glad you got to get away. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is probably the coolest year I ever came up here.
Did the whole group of guys show up, or did a few back out?
No, we had one person backed out. So it was probably 13 of us here.
Wow, that's quite the crew.
The weird part is we had 5 guys with dope permits and not one guy got one.
Wow.
And all the guys that didn't have dope permits, so all the dope. So 3 of them one day. And then I was here at camp. And I was outside having a smoke. And I just happened to be looking down back, and there goes 2. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, no, I love being up here.
Yeah. Ow. I tweaked my back working on that vehicle, putting that thing in because I had to get all kinds of weird positions to look up under the dashboard. Freaking
Right.
tweaked my back. It's like, damn it.
Right. Yeah. But you heard it when you were up north too, didn't you?
No, I heard it sitting right here. I got this new thing where I lean back in my chair and put my feet up.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's killing my back. Oh, and at the same time, I'm looking down at my phone playing this game.
Oh, sure.
So it shoots, and it's just sore muscles. It's like I can't quit doing it. That's why my back got goofy in the first place. Up north, working and lifting, and
yeah,
that all helped.
Okay.
It's sitting here is what kills me.
Okay.
It's like, Yeah, I'm waiting to hear the snow report up north so I can take my big trailer up there and park it with the canoe on it and stuff.
So he declared that martial law, putting like placing media under government control. Okay, and it said, why did he declare martial law? It said Yoon, Yoon, that's his name, President Yoon, said the opposition parties had taken the parliamentary process hostage. Said, I declare martial law to protect the Free Republic of Korea from the threat of North Korean communist forces to eradicate the despicable pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are plundering the freedom and happiness of our people and to protect the free constitutional order.
According to him.
Yoon did not cite any specific threat from the nuclear-armed North, instead focusing on his domestic political opponents. There you go. That's what you said. It's about his political opponents. They just tried to impeach him and it failed.
Deja vu.
So I wonder if he's all bad, or I wonder if it's the other political opponents are bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, my wife is in Pennsylvania. She's not beating me over the cable or anything like that. So she's in Pennsylvania selling soap for Compass Soap. Speaking of Compass Soap, go check out compasssoap.com and you can get 15% off if you use the promo code HUNT15. That's HUNT 15. So check it out. I use it on a daily basis, almost daily. Well, okay, fine, weekly. I take one shower.
Well, when the wind was blowing south to north, they used to give us an Ohio warning.
Yeah.
And I've noticed we haven't had one in quite a while now.
That's because we have Compass Soap now, and it really helps. So, but yeah, but she's there. I got one kid that, let's see, they had a gaming tournament last night at one of his friend's house, so he was up all night. He came home in the afternoon. He looked like a freaking zombie death warmed over, man. Went straight up to bed. And then,
What tournament?
My oldest went and got his first tattoo today. Yeah.
Oh,
Did he get his first tattoo dish his face like mine?
Yeah. It says underneath it too. It says fix me up a plate of that dish or whatever.
right.
But so I'm in control of the household elders right now. She was asking.
You know, I just thought of something. The wife leaves town, dad's in charge, and the kid gets his first tattoo. Wonder what that's going to be like when she gets home.
Yeah. But you know what? He's 19. He can do what he wants.
19.
Except for staying out all night without telling us.
Right.
You know?
Show him the picture. Gunpowder wants to see.
But, okay. So he's a big Primus music buff. He plays bass. So he got one of their little mosquito mascots or something.
I think it's pretty badass. Perfect.
Oh, cool.
Big old thumbs up.
Playing the orange bass. So that's one of them that he has. Jesus. We've got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 basses that are like either in the living room or the family room. And a banjo and a mini banjo. And a Stratocaster.
What is a mini banjo? Just a short neck?
It's just it's tiny. It's like the actual, like a banjo is about this big around. This one's like this, and it's like the neck's only about like that.
Huh?
It was a
ukulele banjo.
Kinda, I would say, yeah. I don't know if I think it was a more of like a wall piece or something. It was given to him by my stepdad, and it's
Cool.
an antique, and he's kind of working on it, trying to get fixed, replace parts for it, and put
Make
new
it work.
stuff on it. But it's a long process because he's trying to strip it down and do it a little bit at a time. Yeah.
Good old Spencer's Gifts. I remember that catalog when I was a kid, boy. I was like, woo-hoo.
Spencer, yeah.
My mom was a little too large for, Spiegel.
I remember
Spencer's about the best we got, or J.C. Penney.
we got our neighbor's mail like one time, a catalog, and me and my buddy, we did not give that bitch up. It was a Fredericks of Hollywood catalog. Remember that?
Oh,
It's like, I'm not taking that over to her house and giving it to her.
oh,
No, we got your mail. She's like, I bet you did, you little pervs.
pages are all crumpled up on the corners.
I don't know what she did for a living, but she dressed really nice when she went to work in the mornings. You know what I mean? Like a business type suit or whatever, like painted on the skirt.
What kind of Frederick's lingerie she have on under that suit?
No kidding.
Whoop, whoop. Corset and some
That's making me think that she probably had those damn thigh highs underneath that damn black and gray skirt or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta see if I can remember her name. I'm gonna look her up on Facebook, see if she's still alive.
Probably 90.
J-Watt.
Oh, hey, what? You know why the pages are stuck together, just like the ones at your house. Same thing.
From licking your finger
Yeah, from licking your finger, turning the pages.
while you're eating, ice cream. There ain't no guy in his right mind will wreck the pages of a great Playboy. Maybe a hustler, but not a nice Playboy.
You know what? One of the hustlers I had that I like smuggled from somewhere. I don't know where I even got it as a kid. It might have been my uncle's house. You sneak that sucker back to the house and hide it in your closet or whatever. And it was the one with the lady where she was upside down, her ass was hanging out in her legs, and it was a meat grinder. But the hustlers said they'll stop treating women as pieces of meat or something.
Oh,
And
No.
it was like a famous. Their cover is famous for that now.
right. Larry Flint actually did a lot of work for free speech.
Yes,
That guy was constantly suing and in court and stuff for free speech.
yeah. Basically, I mean, he started out in Columbus, and then he had like clubs in Columbus and Cincinnati, I guess. That's when he started the magazine. I guess the magazine started out as like a flyer for his clubs, basically, like a
Oh,
monthly,
really?
not flyer, but like a pamphlet, like showcasing the girls at his club.
Gotcha.
I think that's how it started, if I'm not sure.
I always thought Hustler was gross. It's
Yeah.
like I do not want to see it in that detail.
Well, I grew up and went to school with Larry Flint Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I bet he had some stories.
So I mean, like when we were like, it was weird because we lived in Columbus, right? And they were our neighbors in the apartment complex. His mom, not Larry Sr., but him and his mom. And we were friends there. And of course, no one knew who he was really, or who his dad was. We were just a bunch of kids. And then we built a house and moved away. And that was from like second grade, first grade, second grade. And then like in the seventh or eighth grade, I think it's the seventh grade, Larry and his mom moved to the same area where we were moved, and he came back and went to or started going to the same school I was, and then we like reconnected after we, it was like holy cow.
Boy, that's one birthday party at somebody's house you wouldn't miss.
Then, like in 8th grade, we found out who his dad was. You know what I mean? So,
bro, you got any freebies?
yeah, he had a couple sisters. He lost one of them in a car accident and stuff. I don't know. That whole family's seen a little bit of tragedy and stuff. But he had a little sister with. It was like not Larry Senior wasn't her dad, but his mom was, and then her new husband or whatever. And she was a grade or two below us in school. I remember her, but I never really met the older sisters. So yeah, I don't know about the old South Korea thing, man. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I wonder if we're getting backwards information or if the guy's truthful.
Yeah, who knows? Let's see. Trying to look. Oregon beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship. If anyone's interested in that, go sports ball. Since our team's no longer playing this,
Right, I know.
That's okay. We won our national championship last weekend.
That's right.
Did you hear any more about that quarterback that got smashed?
Oh,
Lawrence?
yeah. I did watch it today. It's bad, but it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to by the way my son was describing it to me.
Yeah, I think everybody's overreacting. It was kind of the guy was already in motion to tackle him, and then he kind of slid under him. And he didn't try to spear him with his helmet.
I thought he hit him with his shoulder, is what I thought.
Well, it's kind of he put his forearms up.
So there's a meme with Fred Flintstone and Wilma and Barney and Betty with Christmas hats on and in front of a Christmas tree, and it says, "Hold up, what are they celebrating?" Because they were cavemen. They were before. Took me a minute. Sorry, people. Took me a minute. Was like,
One of my favorite Flintstones. It was. I don't know if it was in Mad Magazine or what, but it had the Flintstones in their car. And Fred says, someday this is going to be a big tourist attraction. And there's this little teeny trickle of water, and then a sign in the ground that said Grand Canyon. That was one of my favorites.
there's. Oh, Jesus.
Diabetes?
Yikes. Diabetes? Ozempic. Oh, yeah. Ozempic has a black label on it now because I guess they use some type of like venom from Gila monsters or something. I don't know. Causes cancer and eats your skin away or something. I don't know.
Is that super diet pill?
Yeah. For diabetics.
Yeah, people are dropping dead all over the place from that. Government approved, I'm sure.
Hey, why do people say tuna fish sandwich? Nobody says chicken bird sandwich. Sometimes the internet does bring a smile to our face,
Yes.
Chicken bird sandwich.
Chicken bird. What are you having? I want a chicken bird sandwich. I got
Bless you.
I believe the whole name is tuna fish.
Thank you.
No, wait, then it'd be tuna fish.
Tuna fish. It's just tuna fish. Tuna fish, or is it? No, you just say tuna, right? If you're, what are you fishing for today? You don't say tuna fish. You say tuna.
Right.
What are you fishing for? Tuna fish. The guy's got a magnet on the end of his pole. Get it?
Oh, the cans. Yeah. Nice.
But why do you say catfish?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the name. It's a catfish. It's not just a cat. Because if you were catching cats underwater with a hook, that'd be pretty creepy shit, man.
right.
It's a catfish. Is there a dogfish?
Yes.
See?
Bowfin, dogfish. They had a French name
Redfish.
for it down in New Orleans.
Bourbon.
What the hell do they call it? Shoe pick.
Shoe pick.
And then crappie was a sacalé.
Huh.
I guess that's not French, shoe pick. Unless it's a bad translation.
Since we're getting so close to the Christmas season, I've seen an interesting video on YouTube the other day, and I was like, well, that's weird. So I decided to do a little bit more research, and I'll be damned if it was true. In 1931, Coca-Cola decided for a new advertising campaign, because their summer sales were through the roof, and their spring and fall were okay, but their winter sales were really bad. So they wanted to up their sales, so they tried to incorporate it and connect their, Coca-Cola drink with Christmas. And they created the image that we all know today as Santa Claus, with the big red coat and the white beard and all that. Coca-Cola
Cool.
that
When?
it matches their logo and stuff, the white and red.
What year?
1931.
Really?
So before that, Santa Claus was basically like wore a brown and green suit, and he was based on, Saint Nicholas from like Austria. But then Kris Kringle was also the reason they got the going up and down the chimney. Kris Kringle was a like Austrian chimney sweep who was a burglar. He would come down your chimney and steal your shit.
That's true.
He took those like two things and put them together and came up with Santa Claus.
No shit.
And I was like, is that true? So I started doing some digging, and everything I came up on was telling me the same thing. They didn't create Santa Claus, but they created the image of what we perceive Santa Claus as nowadays.
Yeah.
Krampus, right?
What am I missing on that one?
Oh, Krampus is like the fucking Santa Claus thing that is evil and comes and eats your kids at night, isn't it? Something like
Yes.
that.
Yikes.
That's German's version of Santa. Okay, you better be good. Santa Claus and Krampus is watching you.
Yep.
Nothing like scaring a whole generation of kids,
Right.
I used to get so scared watching TV, but I loved it for some reason. It was what was it called? Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, I loved that when I was younger. Yeah.
Twilight Zone was kind of creepy, but Tales from the Dark Side was like scary,
Yeah.
The one who used to get me is Scream Theater. It might have been a local show, but I remember it was on
Night Owl Theater. So yeah,
it was on late at night, and I used to fall asleep watching all the time. Well, when they would go to commercial, they had this big blood red stuff would roll down the screen, and they had this loud scream, and it used to wake me up and scare the crap out of me.
Gunpowder said Krampus is fucking epic. My kids now know Krampus. Yeah, I seen a thing my cousin posted on Facebook or whatever. I kind of agree with it. I don't know where you guys stand on it, but teaching kids that Santa Claus the best way, the new thing to do now is the best thing to do is like teach the kids that Santa Claus brings you like your stuff in your stockings, like your candy and your stuff like that. But your big presents come from your mom and dad because when these kids go to school after Christmas, what'd Santa bring you? Oh, he brought me an Xbox 5 or whatever, you know? Oh, well, I was good, and Santa only brought me a fucking G.I. Joe. You know what I mean?
God,
Yeah.
other kids don't think they're losers and try to pick up their game a little bit.
Yeah.
We never told our kids one way or the other. We never promoted it really, and we never told them it wasn't true. We just let them go on their own, and when they found out, they found out.
Have you guys
And
messed with that?
no big tragedy.
The Elf on the Shelf? You know what that is?
Oh yeah, here's good with that.
So you get this, you get the Elf on the Shelf, and you get a book, and every like day after Thanksgiving or whatever, you read the book to the family or whatever, and then that's when your elf shows up that night or whatever, and then he watches the kids, but he's in a different thing. He's in a different position every night. He comes back in a different place, and so there, as parents, you have to get your ass up early because you forgot to move the fucking elf last night. You know? And then you got to try to be creative too, because all the, these kids see how these other elves on Facebook and shit are doing crazy shit and drowning Barbies and stuff like. So you got to come up with some weird shit. I seen the best one today. They put a cast on his leg and gave him a doctor's note saying he's not to move for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Put the elf on the shelf and leave his ass. He broke his leg.
Yeah, I thought Krampus was something that comes around every month for ladies. Yeah, I don't know. A parent subjecting yourself to that kind of commitment? No, I don't think so.
Oh man, we did it. It started getting to the point where we're like, man, this is the stupidest thing we ever did.
I was so glad when my kids grew up and I didn't have to spend Christmas Eve up until 3 a.m.
Wrapping
and putting gifts under. Oh my God!
I'll tell
Every
you what,
year.
the wife came up with a brilliant idea one time, man. When the kids were real little, mostly toys, right? So you're buying this shit, you're bringing it home, you got to either wrap it and hide it or whatever. So either way, you got to hide it. And we lived in a 3-bedroom ranch house, and it had like the closets were like the size of like just like a closets for towels, every
Oh,
closet.
wow.
We had no place to like hide anything. And so when the boys started getting to where they were walking around and like suspicious of, hey, what's in that bag type stuff when we come home, my wife decided to go to Walmart and buy everything from Walmart and put it in layaway and let Walmart hold that shit until like 2 days before Christmas. Let Walmart hide it, and then you could pay off on it, weekly. And when we
Kmart used to have that.
yeah, Kmart too. Yeah, when we went there to get our to get it out of layaway, we only owed like $1.17 or something like that. It was the only thing holding it in layaway for us.
Good old layaway.
Yeah. A lot of
We've
places
been
more. Yeah, wrapping presents. Oh yeah, or and trying to make sure. Like, did you hear that? Are the kids up? Did you hear the floor squeak? Are they getting up? Kids do not sleep on Christmas Eve, man. They do not sleep. They lay in bed, fucking excited. Because I remember we did it, And when you do fall asleep, it's like right before, or you get your parents up at like 5 in the morning to bug the shit out of them. Then you open presents.
Is it time yet? Is it
Yeah.
time yet?
Right. You you wake up at 5 o'clock because the kids are bugging the hell out of you. So then it's like, my wife's like, let me get the coffee, and she gets coffee, and then we watch the kids open a present, and they're like, they're so excited, and they open everything, and then you look over and they're both asleep on the floor. And you're like, yeah. To see what they got, now they're asleep.
We had better had Dad's coffee made and done before we woke him up.
Yep.
Then he had to take his 30-minute toilet visit. And by about that time, we had to get the next pot of coffee started.
So you guys were just bugging the shit out of him, waiting to get to your presents, weren't you?
My siblings.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw off, let me sleep. Wake me up whenever Dad's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that was
Right.
me. I was always the last one up.
So we still.
Fuck your mouth. Listen, little miss, get up at the crack of dawn and then take a nap every day. Thinks she's all that because she gets up at the crack of dawn. Long about noon, it's like, where'd Susie go? I'll tell you what, naps are pretty awesome though.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you hated him as a kid, but I love him as an adult.
Oh, I used to take one every single day at lunchtime when I worked. We had an hour lunch.
Yeah.
I'd run up to Burger King and wolf my food down on the way back and pull in a nice shady spot and tilt that seat back. Oh. Yep.
And then you'd set it to give you enough time to walk back in, but then you would look at it and go, wait, it doesn't take me that long. I set it for, just give me like 2 minutes to get back in the building.
Yep. Oh, it was awesome.
Always liked the days at the golf course where in the afternoon the boss said, go find something to do. Come back when it's time to go home. All right, I'll take the John Deere Gator and I'll go pick up rocks. I'd go pick up about a half a load of rocks and then pull deep in the woods and take a nap there.
Yeah, buddy.
Come back out with the same load of rocks and drive around for a while.
Yep. Out of sight, out of mind.
I'll tell you what, I was working third shift one night and I was totally I was the only one on the whole property. I was like bored out of my mind. Nobody talked to. I was the only one there. The eyelids start getting heavy, the head nod. Next thing you know, the head goes down. I wake up and it's like 5 minutes till 7 and people are starting to pull in the driveway. I was like, damn, I just slept like 7 hours.
Holy.
Obviously nothing happened that night, Yeah, that was back in the old days, Gear, when I worked at the refinery. You remember that, right?
Yep, the Sunday night Shenanigunz cooking show.
Yes. Oh yeah, I used to cook my lunch live every night on my George Foreman grill at work.
They still sell those?
I think they do. I mean, mine's in a box in the garage someplace, but I should break that bad boy out. I loved because I'd make like 2 chicken breasts, and then I'd make a baked potato in the microwave, and then steam some green beans or something. I was cooking some good shit at night, wasn't I, Gear?
Yeah, you used your single burner too.
Oh, my single burner camp stove. Yeah, I used that quite a bit too.
I misplaced mine somewhere. I got the old Coleman pump up single burner. I have it here. I never got rid of it.
I probably left mine at work and forgot about it. It's probably under the desk or something. I should buy
Yeah, I
it.
don't know where it is.
The one I have was like an Ozark Trail. It was like $15 or something. It just like screwed right onto the top of one of those little propane tanks.
That's like what I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those too, but I don't trust it because on the counter it's so damn tall.
Right.
But I used to have the little pump up Coleman. I thought I took it up north because I thought I was using it when I first started going up there.
God, can you imagine what I'd be cooking now? Now that I have an air fryer and shit, man, I'd be making all kinds of shit at work.
Gourmet. Somebody
Oh.
comes in the morning. Why does it always smell like a restaurant in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little griddle too. It was what brand is it? I can't remember. It's got a little dial on the side of it. And it's got a grease trap, but it's just a little griddle. And I would take it and set it up on the counter and plug it in. You know, at night I'd fry burgers and shit on it, and in the morning I could fry some bacon and make some pancakes on it. And
Wow. Take lunch to a whole new level.
oh yeah, well I work 12-hour shifts, so it's basically you're going to eat twice in 12 hours when you're working because you got nothing else to do. You should be
Right.
working. There's nothing else to do. We were doing chats all night when we were in here.
Yeah. Well, let's go look outside. Take about 15 steps, shine the flashlight around. Yep, it's good out here.
Yep. Go back in. Nothing ever happened when I was live on a chat. Everything always happened when I had a partner and was, working with somebody, and they the fires, the 2 explosions and shit.
Pretty much would go until your day shifter would show up.
Yeah. Go to the day shift show. When day shifter pulled in the driveway, buddy, that's when I was all right, we're calling it a night. Oh yeah, I found my hat, Stevie. Where's that? My Palmetto State hat.
Cool.
Yeah, I lost it. I don't know. I couldn't find it.
I liked their logo with them cross cannons.
Yeah. Oh, it was cheap. It was like $8. It was in like one of the bins when I went down to actual to Palmetto State. Walked in the store. And, oh yeah, I got my MAGA hat. Looks like the Trump, or looks like the Miller Beer logo. But yeah, it was $8. I was like, you know what? I'll give him $8 for a hat. Most hats now are like fucking
$8, that's pretty cheap.
yeah, decent hat too.
Made in China.
I don't know. Let's see where it's made. It is made in China. Assembly in USA. Assembly. Have you seen that one?
We got to quit that shit and start making our own stuff at a affordable price, not overpriced.
Well, that's the problem, though, Stevie. It's hard to make stuff at an affordable price if you're paying somebody in the United States, $34 an hour to make a hat.
Yeah, but the thing is, if we switch over and sell more of it, they can lower the price. And there ain't no hat maker in this country making $34 an hour. I can guarantee it.
Why not? But I mean, they just raised the minimum wage up here again. Like, oh my God, what was it? 10 cents. They raised it 10 cents or 25 cents or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's better than what they're doing here.
Are they trying to lower it?
They raised it up to $15 an hour.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did see something about that on the news the other day. And a lot of businesses are like,
I tell you what,
they can't afford to pay people $15 an hour.
we can only wish. Jay Watt says Dish has a MAGA tube top, but she won't wear it when Mikey's around. I used to hate them things.
Has anybody been to a Trump rally?
Nope.
One in 16. Took my son. Thought it was pretty cool. We packed the basketball stadium or whatever in downtown Akron.
Akron?
Akron.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to get on a certain website or something. I never get notice or know he's coming until they're gone. He's been all around here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get on his website. Because they announced that he was coming and he had to get on the website to get tickets or whatever. The tickets are free, but, you know, they just want to keep track of how many people they got and, you know, let people in.
Oh, I thought you had to pay.
No, they're free.
Cool.
The one I went to was free. Most people I know, because he came back like a couple years later to Cleveland and it was free also, but I didn't go to that one because I didn't want to drive into Cleveland. I hate Cleveland. Might as well. Driving into Cleveland's like driving in. Well, you've been there. Remember when we went in there, Steve? Driving in Cleveland's like driving in fucking Baghdad.
Is that the Hall of Fame place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We passed the big red rubber stamp that we think's art.
It's hard telling.
It's, you know, like the red rubber stamp that says free or whatever. It's one of those, but it's like the size of a fucking house. And it's like in front of some buildings down in downtown Cleveland. It's been there.
A famous one here, the Goodyear tire, or it's the Michelin. Huge tire on the way to the airport. It's been there forever.
You know, I always knew I was getting close when I passed that one refinery and it had the water tower painted like the Detroit Tigers baseball.
I wonder if they still got that. I don't think so.
Yeah. I just remember when you seen that, you're like, oh, we're close. We're almost there. It's like when you're driving out of Kentucky going back to Ohio and you see that water tower says Florence, y'all. You're like, oh, God, we're within a half hour of Cincinnati. All right. Kentucky, man, I'm telling you, Kentucky, that is a hell of a drive when you're driving like at an angle across Kentucky to get down to like into Tennessee and stuff like that area of Tennessee. Oh, my God. That's a long drive.
Yeah.
And driving across Pennsylvania is a long drive too, man.
All hills and valleys, though, so you don't really get too bored. It's just you get tired of going up and down, round and round.
Now, we drove across Texas. Jesus was that.
Seemed like it took a week. I think it did.
I think it took 2 days, but I think the worst drive was probably Kansas because it was so flat. There was no curves on the road, and it was nothing but telephone poles and corn, you know?
Yep.
And every once in a while you see some cows. Then you see telephone poles and corn. And I don't know, I probably told you this before, but when we were coming across Kansas on our way back, it was about 10 o'clock at night, and there was no cars on the road, dude. I mean, nothing. We were the only car heading east, and there was no cars heading west. There was just a blackness. And my wife was asleep, and the CD case was between her legs on the floor of the truck. And the only radio station we got was some guy talking like, remember like Bueller, that mono? He was doing like Kansas like high school football scores. And he'd be like, you know, whatever town, Princeton, you know, the Princeton Jaguars, 24. The Johnsonville Tigers, 13. Joe Smith threw for 62 yards with 4 completions and 1 interception with 2 touchdowns. It's like, what? And then he would pause for like 10, 15 seconds, and then he'd name the next school. You'd be like, I'm gonna just drive off the fucking road and
just kill myself.
oh my God, yeah. I just woke her up. I was like, hey, you need to just throw a CD in there, anything. I don't care. Something besides this guy.
Nowadays, you turn on your bright lights even after you had them on dim for 10 miles and didn't see a vehicle. As soon as you turn them on bright, you're going to meet a vehicle.
Yep.
Yep.
That's my theory every time. And never make fun if somebody broke down on the side of the road.
Karma.
Screw them. Have chances to get that extended warranty on their vehicle.
Ever since I lived in New Orleans, after that big wreck I witnessed, after I broke down on the road, every car I pass by, I say either in my head or I say out loud, I feel you, bro. Every dead car I pass.
I look and see they're on the cell phone. I'm like, oh, they got a phone. They're good.
They're good, yeah, because, I mean, what was it, back in the late 80s, early 90s, a lot of people were like, have a girl act like she's fucking broke down on the side of the road, you stop to help her, and then her 2 dude friends jump out of the fucking tree line and steal your car and beat your ass up and shit.
Yep. Take off your pants, boy.
We were like, I'll never forget that night those guys made me do. Never mind.
You might want to dribble down them jeans. It's like, oh no, not again.
I gave a ride to one of my coworkers because his truck was broke down. The first night I gave him a ride was going home from work. I had stuff in the front seat. I said, hold on a second, let me move it. And he is like, I'll just sit in the back. I'm fine. I said, you don't want to sit back there. I said, you can't open the doors from the back. He kind of just gave me a look. I said, I'm screwing with you, Steve. After I dropped him off, I said, so you still need a ride tomorrow?
He said, no, I'm good. Next time you ever have to give me a ride, well, it doesn't work that way. Because I heard the joke or whatever where the guy picks up somebody. He's like, aren't you afraid to pick, he's like, aren't you afraid that when you pick up a hitchhiker, they might be a serial killer? And then the guy driving the car laughs. He goes, no. What's the chance of 2 serial killers being in the same car at one time? I'll have to get like some fake heads from like a Halloween store or something and put them in a duffel bag and then go hitchhiking. And then when somebody picks you up, you throw the bag in the car or whatever. And when you get to your destination, you just jump out and run and leave the fucking bag in the car.
Yeah.
As soon as they unzip it and see those heads, they're going to flip the fuck out. And then you'll see local man in jail over a horrid prank.
Chances are, though, a cop would stop before anybody stops to pick you hitchhiking.
Victim dies of heart attack when she looked in the bag that he left in her car.
That's what I was thinking.
Local man up on murder charges for killing people with fake heads. Anybody see any good
porn?
Christmas deals or anything on any pew-pews?
I'm trying not to look. I got a house to build. I can't develop any bad habits now. Except for that knife. And I only bought this knife to get on 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime because they usually say it will apply to your next purchase.
Well, I'll tell you what, you make sure you cancel that shit before the 30 days is up.
I was on it before. It's like what, $100 a year or something.
It's like $14 a month.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
it's like $100 and some a year.
Oh.
It used to be $99, but then now it's like 140 or something like that, or 120.
Yeah, I'll
But
definitely cancel. I'm ordering all my solar crap.
the thing is, have you noticed though? I don't know if it's on like their website, if you're on like a desktop, but when you're on Amazon, like on the phone app, and you add something to your cart and it asks you if you want to check out now, you have to go through all kinds of shit just not to join Prime.
Yeah, you got to tell them not now. No, thank you.
But I joined Prime a few weeks ago by accident. I canceled it. It was somehow my Amazon app came up when I put my phone like down in the cup holder in my car. And of course, I have like other shit down in there. And apparently, I joined because it told me the date and time that I joined fucking Prime. And I was like, that don't make sense. I was driving to work. And then I was like, oh shit, maybe I accidentally hit it and that's probably what it was. I mean, it takes forever to check out now without joining Prime. It's like, are you sure you don't want to join Prime? Yes, I'm sure. And then the next pop up, are you absolutely positively sure you don't want to join Prime? Yes. If you
for sure.
Are you positive? Because if you get Prime now, this purchase will be free. Basically, it's like, are you sure? No, I'm fine. I want to pay full cost for every fucking thing. Charge me extra. I don't want to join Prime.
Yeah. So then they charge you tax.
Yeah. That's what sucks now. Now you get the shipping and the taxes.
Some items are taxable, other ones aren't. It's weird.
Right. You know what I hate is when you order ammo, dude, because you think you're getting a good deal because it's so cheap, but then when you get to the shipping, you're like $35 fucking dollars. And then of course I just click X, and then next thing you know, I get an email. Hey, you left this in your cart. Are you sure you don't want it?
From now on, I'm paying cash for all that crap because they're tracking you and they're keeping tabs on you. You know what I do want though? Some kind of 20 gauge pump or 20 gauge semi-auto short barrel for home defense for Susie.
I was going to say I have a 20 gauge Maverick 88. It's not short barrel. It's like what they call sport barrel, I guess, because it's not. I think it's 24 or 26.
Gotcha.
It's not the field barrel, and it's not like a slug barrel.
I think full length is 26, so it's probably 24-ish.
I thought 28 was the regular.
And I'll use that sucker for rabbit hunting and shooting partridge out my back door too. But you don't want to blow them up.
They Finn Fur and Feather, the big store around here, box store. They have the Maverick 88 securities. It's got the short barrel on it with the extended magazine tube all the way to the end of the barrel. Probably holds like 8 rounds. They got those for $199 right now.
Yeah, cheap and effective.
Yeah, and they're good. I mean, I haven't shot a whole lot up through that Maverick, but only about 10 rounds maybe out of it. But it works just fine.
Right on, J Watt. And she's got her rocking chair too now, so she just sit in that rocker with her little blankie over the end of the barrel. Boom!
I really want
that guy in this car.
One of these Turkish Panzer arms, like the Benelli knockoff M4s. I can't afford a Benelli, so I figured
I'm kind of iffy on the Turkish shotguns. I bought one once and it fucking fell apart. Thing
Well,
looked beautiful.
You know, Winchesters are the Turkish shotguns. Like Winchester, the new, like for the past couple of years, Winchesters. They don't make their shotguns anymore. They just slap their name on the Turkish one.
Oh, really?
Like the XP Winchester XP or whatever. It's like there's a couple of them they make, and I think they're made in Turkey. Let's just Google that shit.
That's a damn sad day in America right there.
Okay. All right. So Winchester shotguns are manufactured in several countries: Belgium, Portugal, Turkey, and Japan.
Well, Belgium I can handle. That's where the Browning first came from.
It's amazing that Turkey has such a good reputation with their pistols, but their shotguns are shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine shot really good. That 12 gauge shot so soft, I sometimes had to check it to see if it actually went off when I was like shooting at a bird or a rabbit or something. He's being attacked. Camera shy though.
Yeah, the Super X pump is made. The SXP is made in Turkey.
Aw.
So cute.
Did you know in '89, FN acquired Winchester,
Really?
which also owns Browning? Yeah. So Winchester's owned by FN.
Huh.
They own Browning and Winchester. I did not know that.
Me
Yeah, that's
either.
because FNs cost so much. They had to buy a couple of other companies to actually make money.
Well, like who owns Remington now? You know, Remington went through just in the past couple of years. They went through like 3 different owners, haven't they? Who owns
Yeah,
Remington?
but Ruger owns them now, right?
Wikipedia. The Remington firearms business was sold to Ralco Group, LLC, with new offices at the holding company Red Lions, LLC.
No, Ruger owns
Stop
Mark.
that. Hey, just let it thaw out. Just let it thaw out.
The salt is in there.
Okay. Susie likes picking the crap. She's in there scraping the ice tray with her knife, getting her little pieces of fuzz off it.
The Roundhill Group LLC owns Remington. Ruger owns Marlin now. Remember?
Marlin. Sorry, my bad. He looked at me with one of them scary faces.
Uh-oh.
Now I'm scared to go to sleep. Be nice to me. Remember, all that money's in my bank account, not yours.
What?
I said, you better be nice to me because that money's all in my bank account, not yours.
It's okay, that's fine. I got mine.
Oh, I saw that today, Ohio.
Oh my God! I'm sitting here cringing.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see if I can get it to.
Ooh, ow!
Yeah,
What the hell?
a crossbow bolt right through your hand.
See, that's what you remember when overdraw on bows was really popular?
Yes.
When what was?
Overdraw. They were using a full-size bow with little short arrows. and they had a rail system on the sights that you would actually pull the arrow back past your hand and shoot it. And I'm like, there ain't no freaking way I don't want one of those, just for that reason. That broadhead was actually behind your hand. When
Screw
you
that.
It's like, no, I ain't
No,
falling for that one.
some of the stupid shit we did though, man. When we were kids, we all had like they were like fiberglass little red bow and arrows, cheap ones.
Yeah.
Bear used to make those.
Yeah, Bear made them. Had like the black rubber grip on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all had those, man. And somebody would take one and just be like, straight up in the air. And you're like, where'd it go? You lose sight of it, and it's just like, the hell were we thinking, man?
It's a good one, JY.
I almost shot one of my buddies doing that. He fell on the ground, slid on some apples on the ground under apple tree, and fell out like that. And that arrow stuck in the ground right here in his armpit. And that was the last time I ever did it. It's like, yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, we used to try to see with those little fiberglass red bows who could get theirs to shoot the furthest out in the field. Yeah, and you trying to pull it comes back.
I remember putting a damn thing on my feet and pulling it back, laying on your back. Yeah. New world record.
I've got a small, I think it's a 35-pound Bear compound bow in the garage. And it's only like, so tall. It's a kid's, it's for kids, but just in case, I'm sure a 35-pound bow would kill a turkey or something if I had
it, but you got it.
It's
unforgiving. You can't hit him in the shoulder blade or something.
Yeah, emergency situation. I think
35 pound is legal for hunting deer in Michigan. It used to be.
I don't know if it is here or not. I thought it had to be 45 pounds in Ohio. Well, let's just Google that shit.
Legal bow weight.
Legal bow weight for Ohio. 40 pounds. Legal bow weight for Michigan. Oh, Jesus Christ, guys. Michigan. Michigan has few legal requirements for boat weight. Not boat, bow. Legal bow weight for Michigan hunting.
See, he was all ready to yell at Michigan for some stupid rule that pertained to boats.
Two separate things here. One says the minimum draw weight for a handheld bow used to hunt deer in Michigan is 35 pounds. The arrows used must have a broadhead with a minimum width of 7/8 inch. Then another line says, contacted the DNR. There is no response. I got back. There is no minimum weight draw for archery in Michigan. Wrong.
Did they say a metal broadhead?
It just said broadhead. It doesn't say metal. It just says broadhead.
Wow, it used to say well-sharpened metal broadhead because you could not use stone points in Michigan. Maybe they slacked up on it.
The peak draw weight must be between 75 and 200 pounds.
For a crossbow.
That's crossbow. So I could use my bow up in Michigan.
Yep.
Or I could save myself $400 and buy Michigan tags and just go buy a new bow and hunt here.
There you go.
But it's so light and easy to carry and so small. I mean, I think it would probably fit in one of my larger backpacks.
Yeah, but you'd have to go with the lightest wooden arrow you could find, get any speed out of it. Those deer would be ducking that bow like nobody's hit business. And there's an ethical thing about try not to wound the deer, you try to kill the deer.
That's why you shoot it with the slug, and then you just go shove the arrow in the same hole. God, you act like you've done this before, Steve.
I know a kid that used to do that.
Did you see where Joe Biden told Congress that we have over 800,000 or 80,000? Is it 800,000 or 80,000 U.S. troops positioned in NATO countries to deter Russia?
Yeah.
He
Fucking
just announced that to Congress. Congress just found out about it. So how long have they been there? And how long have we not known about these damn our soldiers being over there?
I'm telling you, he's a backdoor sneaky bastard. I think that whole senile thing, I think, is an act.
I don't know, man. I just think that for some reason it seems like to me that they are trying to sabotage, Trump's upcoming presidency because
I'm only hoping, I am really hoping that Putin is smart enough to know that.
yeah, I know. It's like,
I'm sure him and Trump have talked on the phone already.
could you imagine if we did get into some type of fucking big ass war with all these other countries taking over? What would you do? I mean, yeah, I guess you could come to office and get inaugurated and then like day one pull your troops,
Start making phone calls.
But
I bet you $1 him and Putin have already talked.
But that would make him look bad because then we would be leaving, Ukraine to fend for themselves or something, or all of our allies in Europe is left to defend themselves, and we backed out.
I just watched a big, long, step by step how America caused that war between, well, not just America, I'd say NATO caused that war between Ukraine and Russia.
Well, they keep talking about making Ukraine a NATO country, and that's against the treaty because part of that treaty is there will be no NATO country. What was it? The Warsaw Pact? Is it the Warsaw Pact where there'll be no NATO country
I think so.
on the Russian border?
Yeah.
So if you're on the border, you cannot be a NATO country. And
yeah, our government basically was poking Russia with a big old stick and trying to make Putin look bad and trying to make Putin look like he didn't stand up to his word, because Putin already told him years ago, you put NATO troops on my border, there's going to be an issue. Trump understood that. And it's all about the Bidens laundering money through Ukraine and this, that, and the other. They're all getting kickbacks on that crap.
And it's like you're gonna pardon your son, which I'm okay with him pardoning him or whatever for the crimes that he did commit. But then he gets a blanket pardon for anything that he might have done in the past 11 years.
Yeah,
and
against America.
Giving blanket pardons to Liz Cheney and Dr. Fauci and all these other people and now they're saying, well, it's because Trump wants to weaponize the DOJ. Well, you've already weaponized it. I love how the Democrats always accuse the Republicans of doing something that they've already done.
Or are now doing.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's like I watched the video today and it was like
it's not crazy, it's downright treasonous.
Yeah, but I watched the video today and it was like talking about pardoning, Joe Biden pardoning Hunter. But a couple of years ago, you had Joy Reid or whatever talking about Donald Trump on his way out. I bet he's going to give a blanket pardon to all of his kids or whatever to protect them from the crimes that they're going to commit and all this stuff. And they were just like, that's ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. It just should be unconstitutional. They just should go to prison for whatever they did. And they were just all over it. But then when Biden, and by the way, Trump did not give out blanketed pardons to anyone. So, but now that Joe Biden wants to do it, all those news people, Joy Reid and MSNBC and Rachel Madcow and all of them, they're all for it now. Like, what the fuck? You guys are such hypocrites.
Well, they say they think there's going to be a new party starting up that's going to be bad, bad, bad. Like driving around killing people and shit for not agreeing with their points of view and shit. You know, our way or no way party.
More of a far leftist party then?
Yeah, they're thinking that maybe in Texas or somewhere out west, they're going to coagulate like a pustular sore and start another radical party. And it's going to be all the far left radicals that are out now. CIA and Victoria Newland did in 2014. I'll have to look that up because J-Watt won't elaborate because it's probably 14 pages of text. Ah.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I remember when, because it was like mostly students and stuff. There was an uprising in Ukraine.
Well, there's a big part of Ukraine that are Russian. They're Russian people.
They're Russians, sympathetic to Russia, yeah, and most of them are Russians and stuff like that.
I think Putin talked about that when he had that meeting with Tucker.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember the coup. It was more like students and stuff. I think like overthrew the government and put in. Well, it wasn't Zelensky. It was another one that got put in first, and then Zelensky came.
Right. I remember that. Thanks for bringing that up, J-Watt.
Yeah, I remember watching it. A lot of these videos on YouTube, back in 2014 and stuff when that shit was going down. That was about the same time we had like that Ferguson shit going on here, or was that like 2012?
Another wag the dog. Don't look over here. Look over there.
Yeah, now they're trying to start some type of George Floyd Day or something. Jesus, come on, man.
Why don't they just call it Stoner Day? Call it, cover more people.
Have you guys heard anything about the Akron police shooting somebody? Has that made it nationwide yet or whatever?
I haven't seen it on YouTube. I don't watch news, so
Probably will. They shot
Ohio's been doing a lot of crazy stuff lately. It's like, what the hell?
trying to make that term Ohio man like the term Florida man, I guess. But Akron police, there was a teenager, I think he was 15. He's like a freshman in high school or whatever. They shot and killed him. He had a gun. But apparently, like after they shot him, they had to like dig in his coat and unzip pockets and stuff just to get the gun out. So it wasn't like it was like he pulled it or something. So and they, when they were chasing him, they were I think what it was he was at an apartment complex and was firing shots at an apartment complex. There was like two officers that were nearby that seen him and then took off after him. And they were carrying, one of them was carrying an AR, and that's what they shot him with. They shot him with an AR. So
I think I did see that out in somebody's backyard or something.
Looked like it was within like apartment complexes or something, like between houses and stuff.
That was a different one. There was a big foot chase, and this rookie ass cop whipped out his AR and just started shooting at the guy and shot a cop in like the leg or in the foot or something.
Jesus.
It's like, what the hell, dude? Yeah, as he was running, he's fucking pow, 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 and you could see the bullets hitting the dirt.
But you know what? It seems like these things are like timed out. It's like, oh, we had an unarmed teenager shot by the police. Big uproar. Every news media, everything's and that shit calms down and starts to go away. And then, well, we better do it to shoot another one. You know what I mean? We always got to be in the news cycle. Somebody's got to kill an unarmed or if they're not unarmed, they're freaking engineer or rocket scientist going to school or whatever. He's going to be the next best thing ever to. He was a good kid, turning his life around.
Yeah, of course.
It's always, but it just seems like to me every time that things settle down from a police shooting or whatever. Hey, garage guy, what's going on, brother?
Hey, garage guy.
This is kind of an impromptu. Still going to be up here for a little bit. If you want a link, I'll drop it. Just let me know real quick.
Hey, garage guy, what's up? Yeah, you know what? All that cop shootings and stuff in Ohio started hitting YouTube when they announced Vance as vice president. Now that I think about it.
Huh. Yeah, we had one last year. The guy was running from the cops and actually shooting at the cops. And then when he bailed and took off running, they shot him. And it turned out they found the gun, and he didn't have the gun on him. He left the gun in the car. But he also left his ski mask in the car and all the other evidence where he was robbing.
It was for COVID. That's
not my ski mask.
It's not my ski mask. These aren't even my pants.
Right.
You know what? I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it. There's nobody out there really. There's 4 people watching.
Oh, they'll show up. Right on, garage guy. I'm right behind you. What the hell time is it? Lord have mercy. It's over midnight. Past midnight. What are you still doing up?
Okay, garage guy. That's fine. Yeah, I was going to shut her down around.
She was dedicated full time. Oh, I can make $5 a month. I'm going full time. Sleep tight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I'll see you now. See you later.
Okay. She's running off tomorrow to go help somebody else.
Aw.
I know. Girl's got a big heart. I think some people take advantage of it.
I'll beat him up.
Sweet. I'll make sure they're girls and near a shower. Shower fight.
Shower fight. Gonna do that subliminal messaging or whatever when someone's.
Yeah.
You will wake up in the morning and do not eat to your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Technically, I could turn that door into a mirror. It's mostly glass. Could get some more views.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that has been going on?
Oh, and by the way, World War III, I'm doing what I can do about it. I'm moving the hell out in the boondocks.
Right.
I'm building that pole barn as a house. but instead of the Ripley corrugated metal on the side, I get 1/4-inch armor the first 8 feet.
With Kelvar curtains.
Yeah, Kevlar curtains, sand in the wall pockets instead of insulation. I'll fill them full of sand,
Oh yeah.
so we'll just get dusty.
And then you lock yourself out and never be able to get back in the fucking place.
No shit.
Be locked up like Fort Knox.
50 cal turret on the roof.
I've seen the stand-in or interim Secret Service director and one of the congressmen or senators were arguing back and forth and yelling at each other. Did you see that other day?
Mm-mm.
They were doing they're having a congressional hearing on like an investigation in the Secret Service. They were asking questions like, why didn't you have somebody up on top of the roof of this or the water tower and all this stuff? And it got heated, man. I was like, it got so heated, I didn't know who was yelling what, and was like, the hell's going on, man?
Wow.
I'm sure it'd be easy to find on YouTube. Someone's probably blasted it a few times already on there.
Right. Yeah, I hope that guy takes out some shit. All you can do is hope. It might be the same old crap, different day.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Well, you know what? What I was going to say is back to the United Healthcare CEO being, murdered in the streets. And there's been a push lately to get suppressors off the NFA, so you wouldn't need a fucking tax stamp and all that. It's like a Hearing Protection Act or something like that they're trying to pass.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That was gaining a lot of support, and now all of a sudden, there's this top wig CEO that gets shot and killed by a man using a gun with a suppressor.
But the thing is, that video proved that suppressors can actually F up your gun, not make it better. And sneaking up behind the guy didn't need a suppressor.
Right.
You know?
And the one lady that was standing there, did you see the video where she's standing like right next to him and she's like drinking her coffee, not a care in the world. And then the first shot happens and she turns around like, oh shit.
No, I didn't see that one.
Takes off running. Yeah, she's up against the wall, like standing there drinking a cup of coffee or something.
Be funny if that turned out to be his ex-wife.
Just there to witness it, to make sure it happened.
I want to see him suffer.
Right. I'm pretty sure he would have noticed her sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, though, because he walked right past her.
And he's surprised with a wig and a...
Yeah, I don't think
that time Dick snuck in my window. She had that black wig on. I didn't even know it was her.
That's because it wasn't. It was somebody else.
Well, in my dream, it was her.
Did we, Dish? Did you wonder why Dish had a southern accent? Man, I sit in this couch, man, and it sinks you down.
Yeah.
And you actually got to work to get your fat ass out of it.
It's sucking me down.
Hey, Stevie, this is the couch that I was sitting on when I came home and ate that big ass dinner. Everybody went to bed. I woke up with a remote control in one hand and my dinner plate in the other hand, just like this. I have a 65-inch television on my hearth in front of the fireplace that I play YouTube 10 hours of fireplace on it, so it looks like there's a fire.
Oh.
It was cool for Thanksgiving. The kids loved it, on my nieces and nephew.
Cool.
Your TV's on fire. I throw a bucket of water at it.
the kitchen and you look into the family room, it looks like a real fire over the fireplace. You're like, damn. Well, it's not quite.
Yeah, I heard that, Jay Watt. All the websites are getting cleared of the CEOs' names and stuff.
Their security too.
Well, that one lady's calling for more. She was posting pictures of shit.
That's crazy.
I think that's part of that new political thing they're starting.
I mean, just posting pictures and trying to hope that people get shot and killed because they have a little bit more money than you or whatever they're dealing with.
Sounds like attempted murder to me.
Well, I mean, at least inciting something. I mean, you figured they'd at least get a visit from the FBI or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure if I made that same threat, I would get a visit from the FBI.
Yes, you would.
But like I was saying before, it's not quite 1 o'clock yet, but I think everyone's pretty much Saturday night out.
I'm digesting that roast beef. Like,
yeah, that was a huge ass plate of food you had too. It looks so good.
The 2 biscuits is what, like, okay, I can't swallow one more bite.
I had chicken Alfredo, but then I made some of those, like, we had leftover rolls from Thanksgiving, the ones with like the split in them.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just throw them in and bake them for like 7 minutes.
That's what we had too.
We had a package of those left over, and my wife said, "Oh, you need to cook those before the weekend's up because they're going to go bad." So I made those, and I had the chicken Alfredo, and then I had 2 of those rolls, and then I went and rinsed my plate off and put my plate away, and then I grabbed 3 more rolls as I walked out of the kitchen.
Devils. Eat and serve.
Yeah, eat and serve rolls. That's them. That's exactly.
Yep.
I'm not real big on the Hawaiian ones.
I'm not either.
I like just the regular old ones.
I used to love Hawaiian buns, but I think I got sick of them because everybody makes everything out of Hawaiian buns. Because we used to do like chicken salad sandwich sliders, on the Hawaiian buns.
Yeah.
We bought some turkey burgers one time, and we have Chick-fil-A has a Polynesian sauce that you buy at the store, and we grill them on the grill with that Polynesian sauce, and then put a pineapple slice on the grill too, and then we put the pineapple slice with the Polynesian sauce and the turkey burger. Oh yeah, back to the food chat. Turkey burger on a Hawaiian bun, hamburger bun. That was good.
Yeah. I got tired of the pretzel buns too. Everybody was using pretzel buns for a while.
Yeah.
When the pretzel buns now.
It's like, I just want a regular bun, please.
I do like sourdough though. If you do like
Although I gotta say, Susie bought a big package of frozen Texas toast, garlic and butter.
Mm-hmm.
And we made burgers one night, and I said, what if? And we throw those things in the toaster oven and put a burger on that Texas toast. Holy crap. Next level stuff right there.
Cool.
I like BLTs with the Texas toast.
That sounds good. Except for the tomato part.
Except for the mayo part.
Yeah, the big dollop of mayo.
Guys,
a nice little frothy peak.
Right.
Oh!
Yeah.
It's a mouthfeel thing. Have you ever seen anybody eat something with mayonnaise on it and they get the 2 little dots?
Yes. Yes. Oh, that gets me every time.
Squishing out the side of the bread.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, like, we used to have growing up in the country, you had like a trash barrel or whatever in the back, burn stuff in. And
I have never seen this video. Thanks, Jay Watt.
we would go back and pull cans and bottles out that didn't burn up, and we'd set them up and shoot them with BB guns. And there was a mayonnaise jar that went through the fire, but was just like scorched, but it was like still one piece. The minute we shot that and it cracked open, the smell that came out of that thing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Who knows how long it been in there? It had, been through like 15 fires and 6 months.
I really got turned off of mayonnaise when I was in New Orleans because they use this one brand down there, and it's kind of got a yellow hint to it.
Dude.
And they would have a whole big stainless steel pot full of it. And from the heat, it would get this little, like, shiny, greasy skin on it.
Oh, yeah, that's just the egg. That's
Do
the egg.
not put that on my sandwich. It get little in the little swirly swoops. It gets little puddles of oil.
Oh,
It's like that big ass spoon in there. And
oh, they would flip it right over that yellow stuff on the top, and it's like, it was some guy's name on the mayonnaise, like Dean.
is it Duke's?
Dukes. It might have been Dukes. That's all I ate was Dukes.
Yeah, that's a Southern thing.
yeah, it's here now though. That's what we usually use as Dukes.
And the thing is, I used to drive past the mayonnaise factory, and they would have these train cars out in the 99-degree weather full of oil that would go rancid in the cars, and then they had to bring it up to temperature to kill all the out of it, and then they would make mayonnaise with it.
Oh,
Like, no.
Well, you know what I have a problem, and I don't know how well I should trust these or not, but the single serving mayonnaise, like in like almost like a ketchup packet, but it's a mayonnaise packet.
Yeah.
Those are never in the refrigerator. Are those? I mean, well, you figure mayonnaise is just on the shelf. It's good until you open it, right? Once you open it, then you have to refrigerate it.
right.
That's just crazy to me. Like something can sit on the shelf for a fucking year and be okay, but the minute you crack it open, you better put that shit in the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? But well, let's call it a night.
Okie dokie.
So we're gonna get off of here, people. Whoever came out, thanks for watching. Jay Watt with us the whole time.
Go watch dishes, food chats now, or food things now.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with.
Thanks for firing it up, Ohio. That was
Yeah,
fun.
most definitely. Thank you, Ohio.
Yeah, like I told Steve earlier, I said I was up for a chat, and no matter Hey, and Mikey was able to stop by, even though he's out in the woods, being the great white.
Tired.
Yeah, he sounded exhausted, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for out here. Always a pleasure to have you here. Gunpowder be here for a little bit. So, all right, and we are out of here, folks. I want to hit this button, and then we're going to have that like kind of.
Don't know what just happened, and I don't really care. Let me get the fuck up out of here.
All right.